and animals get to drink, and the earth and the soil get to drink, and beautiful, beautiful glories come out of the soil. The Hewlett-Packard computer, there is a miracle slab, a slab of ingenuity. And now in 2016 and 2017, I know now that it's our brothers and sisters, our people, our oneness, that figured that out, that put it together, that made a blueprint for it, that manufactured it and got it onto the market for us. That is a miracle, that Hewlett-Packard slab. YouTube. Four and a 3/4 hour show, or 4 3/4 hour shows. Van Kampen on YouTube. I used to video the service and put it on YouTube, and it went all over the world. And YouTube tells you who's watching you. People in Morocco, people in Russia, people in the Balkans, people in England, many of them in England, people in Canada, people in Australia are watching a chat with Glendora. And Jeannie Browning, through Ruth Ann Folsom, arranged for a chat with Glendora to be on TV in San Antonio. There's another saint, Jeannie Browning, in San Antonio. And her husband's name is Robert Browning. So she should be Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Okay, I think we've done 5 and 6. How many are left? 7, 8, 9. Can we stand this? Maybe you can, I don't know if I can. But is that you.com making that noise? I don't think so. You never made a noise like that. What does it take to establish a business and be a success? Rich parents. The boss said everything in this office is insured except the clock, and the employees keep a watch on that. The boss is a mature thinker. Really? Yes. All of his ideas are 60 years old. What do you call fake spaghetti? What do you call fake spaghetti? The great imposter. A man bought a new calculator. I think it's the St. Girdling apartment next door. He bought a new computer. And he worked on it the first day. Next day he turned on the computer, one with a built-in memory. And actually it's a calculator. It was a calculator he bought with a built-in memory. And the next day he turns it on and the calculator says, "What about yesterday when you slammed me down on the table when you were trying to balance your checking account?" The owner of the company is surveying his domain, and he says, "Young man, how long have you worked for the company?" 2 years, sir." "Young man, how much money do you make a week?" $200, sir." Well, young man, I've been watching you, and I've been watching your progress. And I have made an executive decision to make you Vice President of Marketing, effective next week. And your pay will be $1,000 a week. And the young man says, gee, thanks, Dad. The traveler said to the native, how do you pronounce it? Hawaii or Hawaii? And the native says, Hawaii. And the traveler says, oh, thank you. And the native says, you're welcome. You want to stop and eat? Well, let's do page 7. Joy book at 11 o'clock, 11A, page 7, year 2013. Do you have the joy of a joy book? Oh, it just keeps you organized. It just keeps you in line. It just keeps you from being confused, keeps you from being idle, keeps you from being useless. You write down there the things that you listen in the morning that should be done, and then you go through the list and you do them, and it keeps you organized that way. And then if anything comes up, you enter it, so now you have a record and a time and the day. Much better than this record. And if any great afflatus comes through you at the speed of light, I think thought, it must be an electromagnetic wave with the highest frequency. It comes through it at 186,000 miles a second. And if you don't write it down then, it's gone forever. So you write down an afflatus, any great divine imparting of knowledge that might have come to you. Then you write down what you didn't do. And you write down your counting blessings or rejoicing, 40 per hour. A joy book is a joy. Okay, let's go as fast as we can. I think we did this one. Yeah, we did this one. Let's see what's on the back. Marion Albert crocheted me 3 pairs of gloves. Extremely deft, dexterous. I didn't tell you about the time that I was at Dunkin' Donuts, and I had a go bridge, and I took out the bridge to eat. Great bridge, huh? And then I put it on a napkin, then I gathered up all my napkins and threw them away, and I threw away about $2,000 worth of gold. It didn't dawn on me until I was home. It was at Walmart where the wastebasket was, Dunkin' Donuts right across the aisle. There went my front teeth. $550 wrapped TV shows to TV stations. Oneness with God. Oh, that's nice. Really felt the oneness with God. But not as well and as intently as now, 2017. But I was on the way and taking you with me. God, the best friend, the wisest, the richest, the best provider, the most don't know, the most famous, the most interesting, the most entertaining, the most generous, the most caring, the most inspiring, the most prestigious. Wasn't that true? But that was back in the days when myself and practically everybody else I knew were looking at God, was looking at God as an entity separate from yourself. That's not the situation. The situation is that you, all of us together, are one piece, one entity. That is God. The universe, the cosmos, everything there is, continuous, only. That is it. And we're all working together, like the people who made this marvelous magnifier with a video camera inside it so that I can see. We're all working together, making the universe bigger and better, and keeping it going. And where everything gets mixed up and what the sin really is to take a piece of that universe, gobble it up, and go over here and say, I'm better than you are. I'm alone and I'm better and I'm self. No way. That's unhappiness. That's failure. But here together, all together, we are one. So that didn't come until what, 2016? And so here I am back thinking that God is an entity, separate from us. It's not so. Jane Smith. There was another angel. Her spirit is somewhere else now. Her body's gone, but her spirit's somewhere else. And she would check the Berkshire television or Fairpoint television, cable, to see if a chat was on, Glendora was on, and she would watch it and tell me what she thought was interesting about it. Jane Smith, an angel. Betty who? Check out Charter and Chatham. Who would that? Oh yeah, Betty. Yeah, oh, sweet Betty. Hi Betty, how are you? Down in Chatham. She would check it out on Charter. And folks, there were so many friends. The people in Nassau were so friendly. They would, they would do anything they could for a stranger or for a new person. The people in the little village of Nassau, 1,160 people. I told you Sue Haynes. He gave at the seventh day. He's a young man. His mother is a doctor. Comes from the islands. God meditation, him in prayer, 2 hours every morning. Shoveling snow. Now listen, what do you say? We got one more. Shall we go for it? I suppose we should take a rest. Breathe on us, breath of God, and we will be alert to live with God the perfect life, and never harm nor hurt. Never harm nor hurt. Don't you hurt those animals. Don't you eat them. Never harm nor hurt. And isn't that nice to live with God the perfect life? We can do that. That's fun, isn't it? We're redoing it in 2013? No, almost so. We were trying. We were getting there. This is a chat with Glendora documentary, parallel to the history of public access TV. And we're on the year 2013 in the last sheet. Then we have to do it in the dark because I can't see, the light glares up the magnificent magnifier. Well, folks, we're back trying to do the documentary, and this week we're trying to do the year 2013. What did you have to eat on the break? Well, I had an avocado, half of an avocado, a beautiful creation. And perfect eating, because you don't have to kill the fruit. Takes the seed out, and it can grow into a beautiful tree. And I have one that's about 10 years old, and it is big and beautiful. I opened the avocado, and here's a sprout. I didn't have the heart to do anything but give it a pot. And now the pot's this big. My pot's that big too. Jimmy Talbot, at 8 years old, came to be on the SS Glendora as one of the little mateys on the ship. A television show, and after the show was over, I asked him did he want to work with me and be my helper. Oh, he thought that was wonderful, and he did. He did, 8 years old, 9 years old. And he remembers it to this day and loves it and cherishes it and still talks about it, and now he's 70 years old. Well, he said he wanted to do a documentary on the SS Glendora, on all the Glendora TV shows. It's just too much information, Jimmy. And you work through a computer and you work with high definition and all that. And the process is so slow, I just don't think you would live to finish it. Okay. Here we are. Goody goody. We're on page 9. Health. Able. On my own. A house, a happy house 3. During the hot summer, it's always nice and cool, and no air conditioning. And during the winter, it's always nice and warm. And the heat is so quick. The heat is all on the wall, down there on the mopboard. And there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one in that room, and there's one in the bathroom. And it's instant. When you come home and it's cold outside, pretty soon, in 2, 5, 6 minutes, you're all nice and warm. How much is a month? Well, in the wintertime, the most it is about 170, and that's not very often. 140, and during the summertime, about $40. National Grid, owned by somebody in London, England. These companies coming over here, like Altice taking over Cablevision. Folks, that's an invasion. These companies coming over and buying our companies. .com. No interest in going outdoors. If she stays indoors, she's not going to get hurt. If she goes outdoors, she's not going to hurt anybody. I love cats and dogs. They're irresistible. But they do bad things to others I love, like baby rabbits and baby squirrels and little mice and little chipmunks. Exploring the .com is now exploring the whole house. She isn't scared anymore. She does not confine herself to the desks. She sleeps on folded blankets on the bed. I'll say she's got a stack of acrylic blankets, soft. Lori Ann and Diane, her mother across the street. The compact was great until it collapsed. Paradise. If you go down in the back of our house, it's extensive. It goes from the street all the way back. And at the end of the house is the driveway, and then the great big $15,000, $20,000 garage, and then the lawn, and lots of beautiful trees. And then you come to the trolley trail, which was the old trolley line I told you about. It was taken down in 1929. And then you have the woodlands, and then you have the Acwg. So if you look down there, folks, you look over to the left, and the trolley trail disappears behind two rows of trees, the row on this side and the row on this side. And it looks like, I imagine it looks like you're walking into paradise. You're walking into paradise. Now, here in 2016, 17, I realize what paradise is. I realize what death is. Right or wrong, this is the way I see it. Death is your spirit saying to you, come on, let's go. We need a new body. And off we go. Into wondrous excitement. All over the grand universe. Who knows? But I like that. And I look into that path, the trolley trail, going between the rows of trees and the open view you have of the sky. You have an corridor because of the trees stopping for the trolley trail, and then the houses picking up on the other side. And you have a corridor of the blue sky. When you don't have the goo in it. Who's doing that goo and who's paying for it? Who is paying for those airplanes to spit out that goo? That's poison. Are they trying, is it a war thing? Are they trying to win the war by smothering us? The Acwg I told you about, the wetlands behind it, the trolley trail, Kurt Vincent's book on Nassau, pictures of Nassau, Madeline Chapin rescuing cats, feeding the animals every day. To God be the glory, great things he hath done. The best thing I did was what? What could that be? Feed the birds every day? Rescue.com?